Today we shall read and learn a beautiful poem from your unit 2 2.4 How Dot the Little Busy Bee. So if you see, there is two poem. One is the original one and the second one is a parody. So let's see what is parody. So a parody is playful comic imitation of a writer's style. A parody is like a verbal cartoon. So if you see the poet here, you will see two poems. One is the original and the name of the poem is How Dot the Little Busy Bee. And you can see the image of the busy bee, how they are energetic and how they are hard workers. And the second one is you will see the image of a crocodile, and it's a parody of the original ones. So the poet tells about the bee who is always busy gathering honey from the flowers. The bee spread the wax and works very hard to store the honey in the cell. And the second one is How Dot the Little Crocodile. You will see. So you can see the image also, the crocodile, and it's a parody of a original one. So a playful comical poem. So here you will see a poem that is funny. The poet speaks of a dangerous creature which is the crocodile, who is always concerned about the tail and scales of its body, and he always open his mouth, long pointed dangerous teeth he has. And the poet states that crocodiles always greens and invites fishes into his mouth. So he is always busy in eating, and he is not at all bother of working it. So let's see with the help of the poem. This chapter contains two poems, one of which is written by Isaac Watts and the other is written by Lewis Carroll. So How Dot the Little Busy Bee will see first by Watts. So How Dot the Little Busy Bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower. How skillful she built her cell, how neat she spread her wax, and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Isaac Watts. So now I'll explain you what it means. So it is the original poem which is written against idleness and mischievous. It takes an example of a bee to teach the value of hard work and sincerity. It tells us how a little bee regular works hard to collect honey from different flowers and stores it well in the honeycomb. The bee here has been used as a model of sincere efforts, means hard worker. The second one, which is a parody, which is written by Carol, he pokes fun at the original poem by giving an example of a crocodile. It follows the similar rhythm, pattern, and structure of the sentence. So let's see. How dot the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerful he seems to grin, how neatly spread his claws, and welcomes little fishes in gently smiling jaws. By Lewis Carroll. So here the poet who is making fun of it, of the original poem. So he gives an example of a crocodile. It follows the similar pattern, and the pattern, the structure of sentence, but a different tone. It evokes laughter and used crocodile as a model of laziness and trickery. It discusses how a crocodile lazy throws water on its scales to shine its tails. The crocodile keeps a smiling face to attract fish. He cunningly preys on fish and welcomes them into his mouth and smiling jaws. So the aim of this parody is not only to make fun of the original writing, but also to make the readers know the difference between vice and virtues. A bee is always be an example of virtuous creature, and she always a hard worker. You can see in many example of it, and let's see some difficult words also. So cell, here cell means honeycomb, claws curved and pointed hard nails. Dot, Old English word for dust. Gather, to collect. Parody, a playful comical copy of writer's style. Scale, hard plate to protect the skin of fish or water reptiles. Shining, a time when something very useful is done.